we talk about these relationships with the divine. Here I am, there you are out there, beloved. Here I am, here you are within me, closer than my jugular vein, closer than my thoughts sometimes, just bringing the answers to my questions, rising up from within me. It sounds really wonderful, and yet, let's face it, life has some difficult parts. So this doesn't mean that you become exempt from living. In fact, I had this conversation with my friend Rose, who's a Maori Tuhunga, an elder and a healer and a wise woman, and she is all those things. And she said to me, well, she was telling me a story about going to a place in Australia where many indigenous tribes were meeting, and how there was one that let's just say they weren't good people. And a lot of folks were very uncomfortable being around them. And Rose said, I just went over to them and I thanked them. And they were stunned, and they said, why are you thanking us? And she said, I'm thanking you for all that energy that you're sending my way. I'm taking it all and I'm putting it in my battery. So I said, well, what happened then? She said, well, they left. And life has a way of bringing sometimes difficult relationships where there's nothing you can do that will ever be right. I'm sure you know what I mean. Or situations that come up that there's no way you're going to say this is good. It's painful. It's awful. And yet somehow, as you learn to move through those situations, as you learn how to be present, to respond rather than react, to come from kindness and also strength, come from that source within that we've been talking about of power, you will transform. You will become stronger, and you will find access to resources you had no idea were in you. And so, in some ways, the difficulties in life also are part of our unfoldment. I'm not saying they're good, and I'm also not saying that I am happy that they happen. I have my own issues about the way that life goes. As Pir Vilayat once said, bad things do happen to good people. So I'm not saying that we're talking about creating some kind of fairyland where everything is good and beautiful. I'm pointing out tools that you have had since your birth that will give you a kind of strength to move through life that you may find very valuable, no matter what life brings you. Because no matter how awakened you are, no one is exempt from life. So, this is an aside, but it may be useful to you.